which is the left side of the pie?
The side that isn't eaten.
Hey, Chris, how do you make a 7 even?
Well, duh, Larry, you take off the S.
Why is a half moon heavier than a full moon?
Because a full moon is lighter.
Okay, I got a good one. What's the oldest piece of furniture in the world?
The multiplication table.
Time for another thrilling episode of Samurai Mathematician.
Hello, math fans. Dan Carlode here once again with yet another question for Samurai Mathematician.
No!
Well, Sam,
Yo?
Miss Loretta Willful of Lumpfish, Minnesota writes, Dear Samurai Mathematician, I know that half a loaf is better than none. I assume the same applies to boards. Boards, Sam, boards.
Sorry.
Yes, of course. Mrs. Willful continues. What I want to know is this. Is 1/3 more or less than 1/2? And what about 1/4? Is it more or less than 1/3? What gives?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, folks, Samurai Mathematician has 3 boards of equal length.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. He shall take one of the boards and attempt to chop it into halves.
Oh, here we go. Oh, very carefully. There!
Samurai Mathematician has chopped the boards into half.
Boy!
And now, Samurai Mathematician places yet another board onto the Watanabe table. He shall attempt to chop this one into thirds.
Oh, into thirds. Here we go.
Beautifully done as Samurai Mathematician chops the board into thirds.
Boys!
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Samurai Mathematician will try to chop a thick board into fourths.
Hope I don't break my hand.
Piece of cake. And you've seen it here. Samurai Mathematician has chopped the last board into fourths.
Listen up and listen good. Tempura green tea ice cream.
Observe. 1/3 is less than 1/2.
Sukiyaki California roll.
1/4 is less than 1/3.
Osaka to me.
As a matter of fact,
Sushi mushi I love rupee.
when you divide an object into equal sized pieces, the more pieces you have,
the smaller the pieces will be.
the smaller the pieces will be.
That's all, folks.
This is forever true. So, in other words, Samurai Mathematician, 1/6 of something is smaller than 1/5 of the same thing. 1/5 is smaller than 1/4, 1/4 is smaller than 1/3, and 1/3 is smaller than 1/2.
That's absolutely right, Dan.
The next episode of Samurai Mathematician.
Oh, hi. I'm Moose Brenner. And exercising can be hard work that makes a fella thirsty. And when I get thirsty, there's just one drink for me. Diet Light Wet. Tastes great and has only 40% of the calories in other diet drinks. So when I need a pick-me-up, Diet Light Wet.
No. You know, Bernie, would you get me a papaya juice, please?
Yes, Daniel.
I don't like that line, 40% of the calories. Let me see that display card. Is that what it says? That's what it says. I mean, it just doesn't sound right, 40%. What does that mean, anyways?
Well, that's something the writers came up with. They felt saying 40% would appeal to more people. It means the same as what we were going to use.
And what was that?
4/10 of the calories. But the writers felt that was too complicated. I do not care, Samuel. Try with 4/10 of the calories. It means the same as 40%.
Hey, I'll say it any way you guys want me to.
Great, because here's what you're going to do. Instead of 40%, I want you to say 4/10 of the calories. You got it? 4/10 of the calories in the other soft drink. Good? Okay, let's roll them.
4/10. It's just that 40%. That's a real grabber, you know?
Okay, Mouse.
Moose.
Yeah, this time you're going to say 4/10 of the calories.
4/10.
It means the same as 40%, but Samuel, our director, feels that saying 4/10 has more sound-wise sounds better. Don't you
Sound-wise?
understand?
Almost totally.
Okay, very good. All right, lights, camera,
It's just
quiet
that
on the
this-
set. Have you got it?
Got it.
Sound, roll that!
Like, oh, hi. I'm Moose Brenner, and exercise can be hard work that makes a fella thirsty. When I get thirsty, there's just one drink for me. Diet Light Wet. Tastes great and has only 4/10 of the calories in other diet drinks. So, when I need a pick-me-up, Diet Light Wet.
God. Now, Bernie, would you bring me my guava lip balm, please?
Yes,
And somebody
Samuel.
clean up this mess. You know, I don't like that line either. What other choices do we have?
Well, we're kind of running out.
How was my performance?
It was swell.
Oh! How about if we use 2/5?
I could try to internalize it more. if you want.
2/5?
Yes, correct. 2/5 of the calories means the same as 4/10 and 40%.
You're kidding.
I don't kid.
Go! Bernie, I love you. That's why I keep you. Why didn't you say something before? I mean, 2/5. That sounds more important than 40% and 4/10 put together. I love it. Use it. Roll them.
Okay, excuse me. We've got to change the display card, Goose.
A moose.
Correct. Now, this time, Lucy, you're going to say 2/5 of the calories. It means the same as 4/10, but Samuel, our director, feels that it has more cell. Have you got it, Luce?
Look, you give me the direction, I give it right back to you.
Wonderful. What a trooper.
It's just
Okay,
that this stuff-
Lights, cameras, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Sound, roll that!
Oh, hi. I'm Moose Brenner. And exercising can be hard work that makes a fella thirsty. And when I get thirsty, there's just one drink for me. Diet Light Wet. It tastes great, and it has only 2/5 of the calories in other diet drinks. Hey, I just thought of something. If 2/5 is the same as 4/10, that means they're both the same as 40%. How about that? Did I do it all right for you guys in the booth? Bernie!
Zeus, if I were you, I would inherit money.
Mathman, your mission is to eat only fractions equal to 1/3. When you encounter a number, you'll have until a count of 3 to make your decision. And beware the obstreperous Mr. Glitch. He will eat you if you are wrong.
Yep. Mathman.
Roll your...
Yep. 1/3. I still got it. Mathman. That's 1/3.
Where is no...
Right again. Mathman. 1/3. Mathman. Use your head. Nope.
Oh, no.
Mathman.
Oh.
Mathman.
Rockin' on that in my LCD, heading for the fraction bar. Lowest common denominator, putting some zip in my radiator. My numerator's up, my denominator's down. There's action at the fraction bar. There's 3 kinds of action at the fraction bar. Common, like me. Decimal, get the point. Percent, get 100, then you'll own a joint. There's 3 ways of saying the very same thing. common, like 1/2 decimal, 0.50%, 50%. How heavy can you go? Go, 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 go. Yeah, I'm rocking on down in my LCD, heading for the fraction bar. Lowest common denominator, putting some zip in my radiator. My numerator's up, my denominator down. Get down, there's action. At the fraction, there's action. At the fraction, lots and lots of action. At the fraction bar, is everybody happy?
Those sketches have a lot of fractions. I've got half a mind to go to the ball game.
And so when the second baseman opened his glove and found a live squirrel in the webbing, well, you can imagine why the game is being protested. Peter?
Thank you, Rob, for another inside peek at the world of professional curling. Rob, it has been a busy day in the world of sport.
It certainly has, Peter. You can say that again.
Rob, it has been a busy day in the world of sports.
As you know, Peter, a new form of baseball has captured the imagination of a whole generation of Americans. It's called fractional baseball. It's slightly different from ordinary baseball, Peter.
I know that, Rob. Instead of getting 1 run or point for going around the 4 bases,
in fractional baseball, you get 1/4 of a run for every base you reach.
if you reach first base,
You get 1/4 or 1/4 of a run.
if you reach second,
You get 2/4.
third base gives you 3/4 of a run.
And 4 bases gives you 4/4 or 1 whole run.
The big game has just concluded in the Midwest at the Loam Dome. So let's join our correspondent. Are you there, Paula?
Thanks, Robin Peter. Paula here at the Loam Dome, America's only dirt-covered stadium, where we have seen a terrific game of fanatical fractional baseball. The Mets and the Cubs are battling it out as we near the pennant stretch, and today we've seen the kind of game these teams are famous for. Here's how the scoring went. It began as a classic pitcher's duel between D'Artagnan of the Mets and Rathbone of the Cubs. Then Jake Watson ripped this single in the bottom of the 5th, giving the Cubs a 1/4 run lead. But on the next pitch, Watson was picked off trying to steal second, making the score 0-0 again. Jake Jackson scored in the 6th with this single, putting the Cubs back on the scoreboard, followed by a screaming double by Jake Moffitt, making the score 1 1/4-0. The Mets picture appeared preposterous as the Cubs pitching perplexed the next 8 Met poppers. But with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, the Mets' Jake Messerschmidt drilled the first pitch out of the park with a home run to pull the Mets within 1/4 run. Jake Worcester then hit this single for a 1/4 run, followed by this controversial out-of-sight triple, making the score Mets 2 3/4, Cubs 1 1/4. In the bottom of the 9th, the Cubs threatened to come back when Jake Lookout hit this smashing double for a 2/4 or 1/2 of a run. But the Mets held on. The final score, Mets 2 3/4, Cubs 1 3/4. Word is that they are still looking for that ball. We'll have coverage of tomorrow's big doubleheader between these two fine clubs. But for now, this is Paula sending it back to you guys, Robin Peter, and reminding you that I still haven't received my expense check for
One.
Thank you, Paula. And now, here are some more scores.
In that Big Eastern game back east between Virginia and William and Mary, with half a minute to go in the 4th quarter, the score is Virginia 21, William 14, and Mary 7. Whoa, that puts the girls on top there, 28-14.
Here are some partial scores. 4, 7, 23, and 9.
In a big upset, Michigan State, previously 1-6, beat Indiana, previously 6-1, 7-6.
And a Good Sports exclusive. Some pre-game scores. 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, and in a real shocker, 14-0.
Whoa! This just in from the tennis front. A final 6-1, 6-love, 5-7, and 7-6 in the tiebreaker. Peter, if you've ever had your tie broken, you know what a painful experience that can be.
I do indeed.
From all of us at Good Sports, here's hoping you'll be a good sport.
You've already seen this much of the show. Now you're going to see this much.
Oops is brought to you by Erasers. Don't make a mistake without one.
On March 13, 1935, Hortense First was engaged as an architect with the prestigious firm of Shadrach, Meshach, and Appendages. Shortly before 6 p.m. on that fateful day, Hortense made this seemingly unimportant mistake. Because of that tiny mistake, just look what happened.
Oops. The answer should have been more than 700.
Let's look at that again.
If I had done it right the first time, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Oops was brought to you by Erasers. Don't make a mistake without one.
The story you are about to see is a fib, but it's short. The names are made up, but the problems are real.
9:43 a.m. We had been working on the problem of the passing parade and solved it. Steve Stringbean was going to be honored by the biggest parade the city of Burbank had ever had. That was before he was kidnapped. Now we had new problems to solve. Who stole Stringbean? Why did they steal Stringbean? Where did they put Stringbean? My partner is George Franklin. The boss is Thad Green. My name is Monday. I'm a mathematician. We decided to look at a couple of scenes from yesterday's show to refresh our memories. Our eyewitness, Eddie Rimshot Harris, was directing us to the kidnapper's hideout through a unique method featuring an angle of incline from a celery tonic bottle as it related to the angle of a steep mountain road. Coupling that with Rimshot's knowledge of the times between the turns the kidnappers had made, he was leading us to a remote hideout, which we found.
Mathematicians, freeze!
They're gone.
But they were here, man.
Monday, frankly, any news on the kidnapping? I don't need to tell you two. I'm getting a lot of pressure on this one.
Me too, Chief. Martha's holding me personally responsible for Steve Stringbean's disappearance.
Martha's a big fan of his.
I'll say, sometimes I really think about getting mad at her.
Uh-huh.
Look, I want this case solved, and I want to solve it in a hurry. You have the entire department at your disposal. Get moving.
Come on, George, let's get the boys from the lab and take another look at that shack. Tire tracks are awfully narrow.
Could be from a motorcycle.
There are two sets of tracks, George.
It could have been two motorcycles in close formation, Kate. You know, like airplanes.
Uh-huh. Check inside again, George, and see if we missed anything. I'll check around out here. In problem solving, it is important to know everything you can about the problem to be solved.
Kate, I may have something here.
You do have something there, George.
I mean, it may help solve the mystery.
What is it?
It's music paper.
Music paper?
You know, the paper people write music on. It even has a title, 75 Trombones. Boy, whoever wrote this came really close to a big hit.
Let's take this information back to headquarters and go over all of it. Sam, Steve, when you're ready, let's roll. Can you read music, Rimshot?
Yeah, man. And this doesn't look like anything Steve would have written. Listen. 75 trombones is what you have. If you march down the field, you can blow them. I mean, come on, man. Steve doesn't like bright marches. Bag it, man. It doesn't swing.
You're right, Rimshot. It's not string bean style.
I kind of liked it, though, you know? I mean, it scans.
I got the information back from the lab, George.
On the tires?
Uh-huh. They're 440, 450, 21s.
What's that mean?
I'll show you. It means the width of the tread is 4.4 to 4.5 inches. The 21 means the diameter of the wheel rim is 21 inches. Very strange.
What's very strange?
They haven't made many tires like that since the 1920s and 30s. They're for very old cars.
They had cars in the 1920s and 30s? I thought they had horses.
Those cars would be antiques by now.
Exactly, and there aren't too many of them. Ask Debbie to run a computer check with the Antique Car Club and get a list of those cars in the greater Los Angeles area.
Right.
You know what's weird? Like about this kidnapping, man?
What?
Nobody's called asking for a ransom. Don't they always call and ask for money or jewels or something?
Usually. Unless they've already... Mathnet Monday. What? It's the kidnappers. What? Hello? You say you have Steve Stringbean. Of course you want him returned. How much? You want $104,020 and you'll return him? How do I know you've got him? When? Where? Hello? He hung up.
They've got Stringbean.
And they want $104,020 to give him back. That's strange, too. Why not more?
Or less.
Why a specific amount like $104,020?
Surprise, Kate. There are 1,537 antique cars registered in the greater Los Angeles area.
How'd you find that out so fast?
Debbie did it by using her computer.
She searched the database of the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Those are the guys you have to register your car with.
Right.
What's a database?
In this case, it's like an electronic book that has all kinds of information about cars. Debbie searched it and asked it to give her information about antique cars only.
And the computer gave her just the stuff she asked for.
Uh-huh. If you had to do the search by hand, it could take days.
While you were gone, George, we had a call about Stringbean.
Martha?
The kidnappers. Mathnet Monday. Oh, it's you again. No, that's all right. I understand it happens all the time. How do I know you have Stringbean? Uh-huh. Put him on the phone. It's him again. Said he had to get more change. George, record this. Rimshot, get on the other phone. Yes, hello? Is this really you, Steve? All right. Hello? Yes, where do you want the money delivered? You'll call back when and where? Uh-huh. What? You have a nice day, too. Well?
That was Steve, all right.
But why was he singing?
Why was he singing off key?
I recorded it, Kate. Listen.
Please do what these people say.
Again.
Please do what these people say.
I think I like the march better than that.
He's flat. That's not like him.
Have you ever heard that before, Rimshot?
Not really, but it does sound a little like Clump Avenue Stomp.
Maybe he's trying to send us a message.
Maybe.
But he was singing flat, and he's got perfect pitch.
Perfect pitch? Like Fernando Valenzuela?
Not a baseball pitch, man. Like you name a note, any note, and Steve can hit it. He hears the pitch of every note perfectly.
Maybe there's something in the lyrics of Clump Avenue Stomp that can give us a lead.
Good idea, Kate. Do you remember the lyrics, Rimshot?
I can never forget him, man. It was an instrumental.
Oh, just music, no words.
Uh-huh.
There must be some reason why he was singing Clump Avenue Stomp.
Maybe he's just trying to keep his chops up. You know, man, like he was practicing.
What do you remember about the song, Rimshot?
It's from an album called Easy Street Ain't All That Bad.
Martha's got it.
What else?
I don't remember much about it, man. I know it came out in 1984, was recorded live at concert at Wrigley Field, Chicago, zip code 60603, and was released through Stringbean's own label. vegetarian discs.
That's an amazing amount of worthless knowledge, Rimshot.
But man.
If String Bean was trying to tell us something, it didn't work.
I just remembered something else. It was recorded on October 1st, 1984, man.
How's that, man?
What's October? The 10th month. So it was recorded on 10/1/84. What is Steve trying to tell us he's being held at 10/1/84 Easy Street?
I think you're reaching, Rimshot.
Let's run it through the computer, Kate. Sometimes we have to go by a stomach cramp. You know, a gut reaction.
That's amazing. There is a 10/1/84 Easy Street. It's in Pacoima. Know what's there? Embassy Cleaners.
That's the name of the recording studio.
It was recorded at a dry cleaner?
Embassy Recording. He's got to be there, man.
Your hunch is worth a try, son. It's all we've got to go on. Let's roll. Excuse me, sir. We're looking for an Embassy Cleaners.
Uh-huh.
Know where we might find it?
It was right here. Burnt down 3 days ago.
You got me a date.
I sure did. She's got a name.
What is her name?
Shirley.
Her name is Shirley?
No, her name is what?
Shirley.
Now you got it.
I got what?
Exactly.
They want the money frozen in a 350-pound block of ice.
Ice?
And then you know what they demand?
A very big glass?
100% of Square One TV is a production of the Children's Television Workshop. This program was made possible by grants from the National Science Foundation, the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, and the Carnegie Corporation of New York.